Okay, so to catch you all up, No Bullshit is a white supremacist. He's been grifting on this platform, uploading videos that are like usually about just a bit over 10 minutes long. This one's about 12 minutes long. He uploads daily, and he uploads around like new trending topics, usually in media, and finds any excuse to whine and complain about the content going woke, as he likes to call it, the SJW influence on media. Um, Usually it involves him getting really, really mad whenever any type of representation is shown in media, or if like somebody who's an actor or a producer or something that works on a certain piece of media, if they turn out to be woke, that tends to trigger the fuck out of him. He's a very big crybaby. And before we get into the specific video I want to watch today, which is him getting triggered about the Rocco's Modern Life reboot, where I guess the character Ralph ends up being trans and is now known as Rachel. We're going to watch this clip from I'm just going to skip to it, but this clip from the HBO's Watchmen series Gets Woke video, where he basically goes mask off white supremacist. Where was it here?
Series adaptation of Watchmen, the classic comic book series co-created by Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons, may have divided opinions of the 2019.
He's really, really stupid, and so he talks very slowly. I'm almost convinced that he slows down his audio when he records a video. He slows it down however much it takes for it to be stretched to over 10 minutes for the money. But yeah, so basically that's what he does. I don't know who's spamming in chat, but you're getting banned. Okay. So I think at one point he just straight up, where is it? Does anybody in chat have a timestamp for when he goes full white supremacist in this? Let's see.
After he'd weathered enough vitriol over the Lost finale. Also absent, at least initially, are the direct descendants of the comedian Night Owl or other familiar heroes from the original 12-issue arc. Jeremy Irons has apparently taken on the mantle of Ozymandias, although HBO's press notes only describe him as the aging and imperious lord of a British manor. Okay, let's dial it back and take a note at the main point here. This Damon Lindelof guy had to quit Twitter because one of his shows had a finale that was so bad people wouldn't leave him alone about it. If you don't remember the backlash...
I don't care. He's talking about Lost. I've already seen Vosh cover this. I'm just trying to remember where he goes full white,
Golden
like mask off.
Revised to fit a dystopian extreme of what Moore and Gibbons imagined America could become, with but a few minor tweaks to the timeline. It's an incisive vision that this writer and other liberals are implying. Just think about it, guys. I know I've made this suggestion.
All right, here it is. I'm pretty sure this is it. I'm going to slow it down to just 1.25 so that you can sort of absorb the stupidity here.
It hardly exists anymore, at least not in the evil and pervasive ways culture's reverence of might. Well, there's no defeating white supremacy because it hardly exists anymore, at least not in the evil and pervasive ways that this writer and other liberals are implying. Just think about it, guys. I know I've made this suggestion before, but I have to repeat it because I have yet to see anyone prove me wrong, so here we go again. Have any of you guys ever met an actual white supremacist? Have you ever heard of anyone getting killed by them in your neighborhood or city? What about on the news or TV? Sure, we see people call others that term all the time, but we never actually see anyone promoting this race-based ideology. And surely no one is claiming this term as their title officially. No one is saying whites are better just cause. And no one is attacking minorities directly, at least not people who should be taken seriously. I mean, on the other side of things, I see people shitting on whites all the time, and I even see anti-white people on the news and in the internet extensively. But it never goes the other way around because it's just not happening. And I guess that's why white supremacy is so hard to defeat. It's because it's largely a boogeyman-like character that really doesn't exist. It's kind of like saying you want to destroy Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster. This term has become this made-up, make-believe illusion that only liberals can see because, quite frankly, they see it because they want to see it. And they want to see it so bad, they find a way to put white supremacy in everywhere. But saying everything is white biased and racist really says
preach. No bullshit. Preach. Finally someone is standing up for the white man. God damn. Finally. Am I right, chat? Somebody finally standing up for the white man. Alright. So yeah, it's pretty clear here, no bullshit. Nobody but a white supremacist would say that. I'm sorry, but there's two types of people who would say that. People who are stupid and people who are white supremacists. I'll let you decide what no bullshit is. But we have this video here where no bullshit is about to get really, really, really triggered about a frog being trans in a reboot of a kids show from Nickelodeon that came out in the 90s. For basically, like Rocco's Modern Life Static Cling is this like Netflix movie reboot of Rocco's Modern Life, which was a Nickelodeon show from the 90s. They rebooted it. Rocco's Modern Life has always been about modern life. It's always covered. There was actually an episode that covered the topic of like gay people being in the closet. They've covered like the creators of this show have always been very progressive, and the topic of trans people has been something that the creator of the cartoon has wanted to cover for a really long time. The problem is, until just recently, you just couldn't show that on TV, especially not in a kids show. But Netflix has actually allowed it, and this is what the creator of the show has wanted to do. However, our boy No Bullshit is about to whine and cry and snivel like a little bitch baby about a cartoon frog being trans. Also, I'd like to just, not that I need to even say this, but little science fact here. In nature, frogs can actually change their sex. I believe it happens depending on temperature. They can change their sex. So, let's see how triggered No Bullshit's about to get. We're going to turn it up to 1.5 speed because if we watch it any slower, we might all have to kill ourselves in-game.
Hello and welcome back to No Bullshit. Today we're talking about yet another show at the Netflix streaming service that's getting woke beyond recognition. Recently, Netflix aired a special revival episode of the famous 1990s Nickelodeon cartoon series Rocko's Modern Life, and this went pretty wrong for a number of reasons. First of all, it's on Netflix.
Actually, Pig Puncher, it's the chemicals put in the water that force feminize them. You're not wrong.
And they've been screwing things up for a good long while now. Sure, they still have some hits over there like Stranger Things, and they have some interesting...
Netflix has been screwing it up. I know they canceled like a couple shows people really like, but to think that Netflix is screwing up, they're fucking dominating right now. What are you talking about? Well, wait, No Bullshit's stupid. But this is not for No Bullshit. I'm not going to argue like as if I'm arguing with No Bullshit, because he's both a grifter and a bad faith actor. He knows what I'm about to say. He knows what he's doing is ridiculous. He's making bank off of this, and he's spreading propaganda. He knows what he's doing. But for those of you who are watching that don't know this, Netflix has not been going broke, or going woke and going broke. Netflix is doing amazingly. They're making a shit ton of money, and what No Bullshit's saying here has no evidence to back it up.
Interesting things to watch like Ozark and Altered Carbon, but the large majority of Netflix's shows these days are either terrible, unwatchable, or they're woke and SJW driven, pushing liberal propaganda, and it's becoming a nightmare. And from the looks of this new Rocko's Modern Life reboot, they could be seen as suffering from the latter again as well. A wokenization problem is certainly here, and we've also talked about this at Netflix and their growing left lean.
So here's the problem. I know No Bullshit is a grifter. I know he doesn't actually believe what he's saying. He is a white supremacist and a bigot, but I know he knows that he's making a big stink out of literally nothing. He's a grifter. However, the people in the comments, the people who watch his videos, the 3.8 thousand people who liked this video, they believe this. The ideology that No Bullshit pushes, the idea that that like the SJWs are taking over and they have an agenda and they're ruining media. People actually believe this, and they see what No Bullshit is saying here as like, woo, yeah, he's saying what we've all been thinking. The problem is, this just isn't the case. So if you look in the comments, there's a lot of people who came from actually, of all people, this isn't like a gotcha to Shoe on Head, I love Shoe on Head, but Shoe on Head actually, I fucked up her name, didn't I? I fucked up her name. Basically, Shoe on Head did a video. Her last video was on this topic, and so people have been brigading No Bullshit's video from Shoe on Head's video, making fun of him for doing this. So that's why he's gotten like more pushback than usual on this video. But usually when you go down to his videos, you're going to see comments like this. SJWs are like the 0.01% of bacteria Lysol can't destroy. Personally, I feel like it was making fun of today, much like it did in the 90s when I grew up with it. It was a perfect portrayal of today. I hate SJW woke bullshit, but I felt this was satire and awesome. Even some people in his own audience are pointing out how stupid he is. But you look at the like to dislike ratio, it's pretty clear a significant amount of people believe this idea. But no, it's just not true. Let's go, boys. Let's watch this.
And also, their coinciding decline extensive.
Kazura, my website's not broken.
recently too in other videos. So for now, let's go ahead and move on to the specifics of this Rocko reboot situation. First things first though, let's explain what Rocko's Modern Life even is. This is an animated show that's been off the air for about 23 years after all. So it's time for a bit of a refresher course to say the least. Rocko's Modern Life is an American animated television series created by Joe Murray for Nickelodeon. This series centers on the surreal life of an anthropomorphic Australian immigrant wallaby named Rocko and his friends, the gluttonous steer Heifer, the neurotic turtle Filbert, and Rocko's faithful dog Spunky. It is set in the fictional town of O-Town. Throughout its run, the show was controversial for its adult humor, including double entendre, innuendo, and satirical social commentary similar to the Ren and Stimpy show. The show
not only that, but the creators of Rocko's Modern Life since the 90s have been massively progressive with their politics, and they made it a goal of theirs to inject as much progressive politics into their show as they could. They did an entire episode about a gay person coming out of the closet, although they had to do it as like a dog whistle instead of being a gay person. It was a clown, like someone who was like, oh, I don't want anybody to know that I'm a clown, because you couldn't have gay people in media back then. Well, granted, you can't now, apparently in Alabama. This show has always been very progressive, and I guarantee, no bullshit, has never watched this show as a kid. He may say he did, but he's never watched it. If he did, he would know that the show has been rife with progressive political ideas for a very long time. I feel like even the Nazis and the chuds should be able to watch this video by no bullshit and be able to realize, like, oh no, Rocko's Modern Life has always been SJW. You're a grifter. Like, even the Nazis should be able to agree on this. Like, the citation checking project guy who's in chat, who likes to dox me and stuff on Kiwi Farms, even you should agree with me on this one. Like, this guy's a grifter. So, like, I think we can just all sit down and relax and agree this guy is a fucking idiot and a grifter, and we can just sort of bond mutually over how stupid this guy is.
Also launched the careers of voice actors like Carlos Alizaraki and Tom Kenny, and after Rocko's cancellation, much of the staff regrouped to work on SpongeBob SquarePants, created by Rocko's creative director and voiced by Tom Kenny himself, who worked on both Rocko and now SpongeBob. So clearly Rocko's Modern Life was a major milestone for not only TV animated sitcoms, but also for its network Nickelodeon itself. Rocko's Modern Life was, in its time, a worthy complementary show to the world-famous Ren and Stimpy show. And also, as we just went over, Rocko was also a big precursor to the much bigger and critically acclaimed and still ongoing hit animation show SpongeBob SquarePants. So needless to say, this is a pretty legendary cartoon with a lot of goodwill and positive history in the industry and with its fans. And that's what makes this reboot revival special even more worrisome now, because if it's not done properly and really well, it's surely going to let a lot of people down. In fact, I would say the hopes people would have for this kind of return could almost never be met, and perhaps this shouldn't have even happened. And well, actually, this almost didn't happen.
Really? Of all the gameplay he's gonna use in the background for this video, he's gonna use fucking Detroit Become Human? Like, Rage 2 or something? Like, I would understand, but Detroit Become Human? This is the gameplay you're gonna show in the background? Amazing.
Happen either. You see, the new revival of Rocko's Modern Life was originally mounted at the original network, Nickelodeon. They first commissioned the special over a year ago, and it was originally—
Wait, people are having okay, damn. I'm gonna let White Nervosa know that people are having trouble making accounts on the website.
Intended to air on Nick last year too, but as we can see, that plan was eventually scrapped, which is never a good sign, is it? I would also say bringing the show back for just one-hour special isn't a good sign.
You know what else was not cleared to go through to Nickelodeon? The Invader Zim reboot, which has been critically acclaimed now. I fucking loved it. The only bad thing I have to say about the Invader Zim— wait, people can't sub either? God damn it, White Nervosa. I'll get her to fix it. The only negative thing I can say about that reboot of Invader Zim is that if that's all there is, if that's like the end of the show, I'd probably be pretty disappointed. But really? This is— oh yeah, you're right. Detroit— okay, but here's the thing. Detroit Become Human is what he would consider SJW propaganda. The thing is, when you look at cyberpunk as a genre, it's all SJW propaganda. But Gamer Bros can't see past the cool lasers and robots and stuff. Like, oh fuck, let me go to my Twitter really quick. I actually tweeted a really, really good meme about this topic. Fuck, where is it? It's not too far down. Where is it? It's only like a few days old. I should be able to find it. Here it is. So this is the average Gamer Bros understanding of cyberpunk as like a genre, like futuristic shit. Cyberpunk as a genre. The Gamer Bros saying, "Wow, cool future. Class disparity is bad. Transhumanism is the next step in evolution, but must be approached cautiously. We should improve society somewhat. Unrestrained capitalism leads to destruction. We should probably stop our hedonistic expansion before it destroys the planet. We must adjust to the rapidly changing future to sustain our lifestyles and species. This image completely encapsulates the gamer bros understanding of the cyberpunk genre. So yeah, it makes sense that no bullshit would play this game and not understand the clear analogy or the clear allegory of, like, you know, civil rights that the game is about, as well as the idea that, you know, the cyberpunk genre, the somewhat, I'd say, pseudo cyberpunk genre that Detroit Become Human takes place in is very what he would consider SJW.
Either. If they were more confident about this and really wanted Rocco to make a big return, ordering at least a short season of, say, 6 to 8 episodes would have been a much better choice. But clearly, from the start, Nickelodeon was weary to go that far with this. That's why they just ordered a big 45-minute long episode, and then after seeing how it turned out, they even decided to not air it, all things considered. Yikes. And then now, 1 year after the...
How is that a yikes? You do realize this was still made, like Nickelodeon was still behind the creation of this. It was just aired on Netflix. And it probably did better on Netflix. Well, no, we know it did better on Netflix than it would possibly ever do on Nickelodeon. Because with Netflix, there's no channel you have to flip to at a specific time. Also, every single reboot that's been coming out lately for these shows has done this exact thing. Like the Netflix reboots, it's not a big deal. They've been coming out with like a movie to start it up. When you're bringing back like a big show, I would probably argue that a movie is almost always the best way to bring it back, you know? The Invader Zim reboot did it. Already brought that up. That's great. Static Cling, Rocko's Modern Life, Static Cling did it. Critically acclaimed. Seems to be going along well for them, but you know that. You guys in the audience know that. No Bullshit doesn't. But those of you who are watching that are No Bullshit fans, hopefully know that now.
The Rocco Revival special was supposed to come out. Well, it got ditched by Nickelodeon, as we just went over, but Netflix decided to dig this thing up out of the trash.
Well, it wasn't ditched. There was an agreement that they came to, and they decided it would do best on Netflix, which it did.
Dust it off and air it on their own currently dying streaming service. Because of course Netflix will air it.
Currently dying? Wait, is Netflix actually dying? I'm pretty sure it's... citation for that? Hold on. Is Netflix actually dying? Let's see if we can get a citation for that. Is Netflix dying in 2019? This is a Quora link. Hold on, I want to see... What are you doing, puppy? What are you doing back there? My dog has decided to go on an adventure behind my curtains over there. Hold on. Get your bitch ass out there. Come on. Come on, Ginger. Come on. Come on. What are you doing? Here, I'll open my door. I'll open my door for you. You can leave. There you go. Okay. I'm back. My dogs decided to go behind my my curtains, I guess, for some reason. Okay. No, it doesn't look like Netflix is dying out. I don't know. You guys in chat can let me know.
Air pretty much anything there nowadays. Kind of like that joke on South Park where they greenlight every single show that's pitched to them, even before they hear what the show's about. And needless to say, quality control over at Netflix is next to none. So sure, there's still a few good shows and some good rented content they borrow from other companies there, but there's also just this vast majority of stuff on Netflix that's totally unwatchable. Most of the shit there is garbage tier content that would never make it on television. Say what you will about broadcast cable, satellite, and premium cable, but they at least have some sort.
He's just pulling all of this out of his ass and bitching about Netflix right now. Okay, cool.
Of standards. They don't want to waste their airtime with just anything, but Netflix doesn't have to worry about airtime. They stream on demand.
No, I'm not speeding up the game. He's not speeding up the gameplay. I sped up the whole video.
That's opened them up to put out any and everything they can think of, regardless of quality or demand. Now, I don't think the Rocco's Modern Life special is going to be that bad either, but it is a product of their we'll stream anything trend at Netflix. As we went over, the Rocco special was rejected by Nickelodeon, so it was demoted from cable television to being aired on online streaming at Netflix. Next, let's finally talk about the Rocco's Modern Life special itself, and what it's about and how it's getting woke as hell. The revival special is called Static Clean, and it's a new tale for the Rocco crew that tells the story of how, after being in space for 20 years following the previous show's finale, well now Rocco and his friends return to the late 2010s era O-Town, with modern amenities such as constantly updating touchscreen phones, radioactive energy drinks, food trucks, and coffee shops on every corner. Rocco, who does not share Heifer and Filbert's enthusiasm for the 21st century, attempts to get his favorite television show, The Fatheads, back on the air, since it is the last remnant of his past. To do so, he goes on a quest to find Rachel Bighead, formerly known as Ralph, who was the creator of The Fathead Show, the show within the show on Rocco's Modern Life. And this is where things get pretty interesting, to say the least. The character Rachel Bighead actually used to be called Ralph. That's right, now we've got a transgender ma'am character in the new Rocco's Modern Life. What a guy.
They have 3 jokes. They have 3 jokes. They have attack helicopter, a million genders, and it's ma'am. Those are their 3 jokes. That's the 3 of them.
Goddamn joke this is. And it's no wonder Nickelodeon shelved this thing after hearing about this premise. What a stupid idea this was. And unless Rocco plans on...
They didn't shelf it because of that, but good meme. Good try. Good try, no bullshit. Give yourself a pat on the back. You almost got it.
Goofing on this whole transgender thing going on in current year, this will definitely not turn out well for them. Really, from the looks of things, this whole ma'am character was actually brought in for the reasons you'd expect here, as a way for the show to virtue signal and get woke, so they can try and pander to liberals and SJWs in the public. This article here goes into more detail of how this all played out within the show. It says, after looking all over the world for Ralph, they finally find him as he drives up to them in an ice cream truck in the middle of a desert. After a discussion, Ralph agrees to bring back the Fatheads, but tells Rocco and his friends that since the last time he saw them, he had changed. "I'm not Ralph anymore," the character said, stepping outside the ice cream truck and letting down long hair. "I'm Rachel." Heifer and Filbert respond by saying, "Cool."
Trans rights, goddammit. What a reveal.
"That is awesome. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go," Rocco says. Rachel finally meets her father for the first time since transitioning, telling him that "I am not your son, I am your daughter." Mr. Bighead responded by saying, "This is crazy," and says, "No." Okay, well, I think we can all see where this is going now. As expected, Rocco is getting in on this pro-ma'am trend in the worst, most SJW way possible.
Trend? The pro-ma'am trend? Wait. So is like the ma'am thing becoming like a full-on, it's not like a meme anymore, it's becoming, okay, cool. All right, just want to know the context behind this new chud term they're using now.
It even appears to be part of the main plot of this whole special. Being a side story or a one-time gag would be one thing here too, but to make Rocco's Modern Life's whole return after 23 years be about a ma'am becoming an ice cream truck driver, well, that sounds pretty lame and a bit too woke for me. But it looks like the SJW pandering here is working, as this next part of the article describes this. The Netflix special's inclusion of a transgender character drew the praise of the National Center for Transgender Equality. This is very important and breaking news. A tweet from the organization reads, "One of our favorite characters on Rocco's Modern Life is a trans." Rocco's Modern Life is among a number of shows and programming that have introduced LGBT characters and storylines in recent years. In 2018, the CW introduced the first transgender superhero in its hit series Supergirl. The CW has also approved a lesbian Batwoman series. Headlines were made earlier this year when the popular PBS kids show Arthur featured an episode with Mr. Ratburn, the show's teacher, getting married to another man. Yeah, it sure is trendy to get woke on TV these days, but I wouldn't say that in a positive, commending way.
Here's the hot take, boys. Believe it or not, but the episode, or the movie, Rocco's Modern Life, Static Cling, as you might be able to tell from the name, isn't about Rachel, the frog character, being trans. It's about boomers not being able to adjust to modern day and become accepting of, more progressive ideas. That's what the movie's about. Everyone's stuck in the past. They can't grow and learn as people. And so the movie is a criticism of that. And the end of the movie, the lesson at the end of the show or of the movie is, hey, maybe don't live in the past. Maybe accept that things change, and maybe you should accept. It's literally a metaphor for like living in the past. It's a metaphor for, hey, boomers are dumb. That's literally what it's about. And No Bullshit's playing into that so perfectly. No Bullshit is literally the embodiment of the villain of this movie, essentially. If you could point out there being a specific villain, I suppose. Hey, Arcadale with the $5, or Arcadable with the $5 says, "I used to watch all these channels, then I discovered channels like yours, and it really opens my eyes. I was deep down the alt-right rabbit hole." I'm really sorry, but I think it's important to point out, when we talk about the alt-right rabbit hole, if you're gonna say that like you were deep down it, you gotta be like full-on like racist and like white nationalist and stuff like I was. Some people seem to like go down to the point where they're like anti-SJW chuds, not necessarily alt-right, but I understand what you mean. I don't know specifically how far down you were, but I'm glad I was able to help you out. Thank you so much for the $5. But yeah, No Bullshit is literally embodying the villain, I suppose you could say, of this movie, and it's actually quite beautiful.
At all, especially not for Rocko's Modern Life. They are shamelessly trying to get in on these SJW-influenced liberal propaganda trends, in one of the cheapest attempts possible, too. Sure, they may get some ass pats and a few radicals will watch the show because of this SJW baloney, but generally, overall, most people don't care about this bullshit, and many are actually turned off by it, too, like many of us watching along here on this video on YouTube. And also, many of the hardcore original Rocko's Modern Life fans probably aren't into this either. Now,
let me just play him a little song on the world's smallest violin, guys. Grown man crying over a cartoon frog. This is happening right now. Grown man crying over a cartoon frog in 2019. That's what's happening right now. We're watching a grown-ass man crying over a cartoon. Beautiful. Amazing. I love it.
Now, I like the show myself. I thought it was a great fun hit as a kid, but I'm certainly no super fan either. But regardless, I do see this as silly, unnecessary, and a little disrespectful to the original series. Like I said before,
how is it disrespectful to the original series? All of the old creators came back and made this, you fucking dumbass. Also, I'd like to point out, he said something really stupid a second ago. What did he say? Hold on.
Great fun hit as a kid, but I'm certainly no super fan either. But
no.
These SJW-influenced liberal propaganda trends.
Oh, yeah. He literally just spews, like, buzzwords, like the SJW, liberal, leftist. He just spews these buzzwords. I don't think he knows what they mean. He definitely doesn't know what a leftist is, because he likes to say liberal leftists a lot, which is, potentially. But yeah, he likes to say, just spew buzzwords. There's nothing actual, like, of substance coming out of his mouth right now, and I find that pretty funny.
The cheapest attempts possible, too. Sure, they may get some ass pats and a few radicals will watch the show because of this SJW baloney, but generally, overall, most people don't care about this bullshit, and many are actually turned off by it, too, like many of us watching along here on this video on YouTube. And also, many of the hardcore original Rocko's Modern Life fans probably aren't into this either. Now, I like the show myself. I thought it was a great fun.
Radical? Is being okay with trans people in media radical? Is that a radical leftist idea? Potentially. Okay. Good. I like it. All right. You know what? Let's continue.
Hit as a kid, but I'm certainly no super fan either. But regardless, I do see this as silly, unnecessary, and a little disrespectful to the original series. Like I said before, this is a one-time special revival.
I would also like to point out, this being his persona that he has on screen, I don't know if I have to do it, but we all know what he actually looks like in real life, right? Do I have to bring... Every time we cover No Bullshit, and No Bullshit's my go-to for after I've taken a long break from streaming and I want to come back, every time we cover No Bullshit... Fuck, I really need to get a new mic, or a new mic stand, so I can, like, I can type past it. Just want to remind you guys. This is him. This is him right here. So this is him. This is his little YouTube persona. That's him. His persona. Him. His persona. Him. His persona. Him. His persona. Amazing. Potentially. Let's continue.
A 1 hour special, and its main plot point is going to be a pro-ma'am SJW thing. Wouldn't be so bad if this was a side story or a throwaway line or something, but this is the main plot, and it also wouldn't be as bad if it was just one episode within a full season, but that's not the case here. Rocko got woke with its one and only chance to return on Nickelodeon with a 1 hour special, and they went with this ma'am SJW bullshit, and I think that's why Nick actually shelved this whole thing to begin with. And now, Rocko's Modern Life getting woke has only seen the light of day
because... Thank you so much, Ekim Onion, for the $2, says RML Lefty made fun of capitalists with Conga Lomo. Who? I don't know what you just said, but thank you so much for the $2.
Netflix is desperate for wokenized content. Finally, we got one more article from the worst of the worst. BuzzFeed.com decided to chime in on this Rocko story. And they made it pretty...
The worst of the worst. Is the worst Hitler or Richard Spencer or Charles Manson or any number of serial killers or, authoritarian dictators around the world or whatnot. No. The worst of the worst are the feminists and the SJWs. Oh my god. On BuzzFeed. Oh shit. Get ready, guys. He's about to destroy the left with facts and logic here.
A strong claim that I can't really get behind. Their article is called "People Are Loving the Trans Character in the New Rocco's Modern Life." Really? Are you?
They are. Actually, really quick. Let's make sure I don't get my shit yeeted. Hold on. I have a Netflix subscription, guys. I can actually look at it right now. Let's see. Let's see. So, if we look it up, I can hear my dog barking. Let's see how this is doing. How is the rating on this? Do they show rating for, like, I don't want to click on it because I'm going to get yeeted. Do they show ratings on Netflix anymore, or do they not? I think they don't show it anymore. I'm pretty sure it did, like, pretty fucking well, right? Netflix doesn't have reviews anymore? I know they used to. But this is it right here. It did pretty fucking well. It's 45 minutes long. It's up here. Seems it did pretty well. Like, you can just look at the social media outrage and praise, and you'll understand how well this movie did.
Are you sure people are actually loving this? And you make it sound like this is widespread acclaim when I think it's kind of a mixed bag. Because I know
we can look at the Rotten Tomatoes review. Okay. Uh-huh. Destroyed. Oh wait, am I gonna get yeeted on like I did when I did a video on ER and they were like, actually, if the reviews for media do not actually represent the quality of the media, people are stupid and reviews don't actually matter. Actually, if you really think about it and you look at the art style and you look at these things, you'll see that it's actually really bad, and it's SJW propaganda. No Bullshit's claim here was that the movie was doing terrible, that people didn't enjoy it. It has a 90% on the tomato meter, 72% audience score. Pretty sure it's because it probably got brigaded by chuds like No Bullshit. But overwhelmingly, most people aren't neckbeard, overweight losers who complain about SJWs all day. They really, and everybody else other than the minority losers. When I say minority, I mean in numbers. The minority losers like No Bullshit who cry and bitched about this. Nice try though, buddy.
I haven't heard one person say anything positive about this new man-led Rocco reboot, but I am sure BuzzFeed and their pro.
Hold on.
It sounds like this is widespread acclaim when I think it's kind of a mixed bag. Because I haven't heard one person say anything positive about this new man-led Rocco reboot, but I am sure BuzzFeed.
I'm sure you haven't. I'm very sure you're not lying there.
BuzzFeed and their pro SJW writers, they will find and cherry pick a bunch of positive posts out there on Twitter.
Pro SJW writers. So, does he script these videos or does he just like rant? I genuinely want to know, because if he scripts these, I know for a fact he did that just to squeeze in another word to stretch out the time. Because he literally could have made this a 3-minute video. He scripts. How the fuck does he actually write a script? Honestly, I couldn't do that. I'll be honest. I couldn't write scripts for daily videos. I'd fucking fold after a week. I'm not gonna lie. When he talks, he sounds like a dumbass. That's true. Yeah. He sounds like a dumbass here, but when he's talking off script 100%, he sounds even dumber.
Or something. And then they'll frame it up as if everyone agrees and is stoked about this unanimously. We're not, though, and the only ones who care or would cheer on a new man character would be
the statistics show, that the reviews show that they do. They liked it.
small vocal minority of woke SJWs out there who push this bullshit into everything. Next, BuzzFeed does exactly what I expected. They post some cherry-picked tweets of liberals gushing over this Rocko's Modern Life woke special. Here, Good Girl says, I'm not saying the new Rocko's Modern Life static cling special is perfect or anything, but wow, this is special to see from a cartoon I grew up with. Then Missing Glitch says, to all the people that worked on Rocko's Modern Life, thank you so much. The way you handled Rachel was so good. Maybe even the best I've seen depicted in a cartoon. If you say so, lady. And these fake-sounding tweets keep going and going too. But one thing I noticed was...
He's so mad! He's angry. That was angry. He's mad. He's really also... Very good tweets. I liked those. He's actually angry. Like, if you say... He's so angry. He's like,
If you say so, lady. Ruining my favorite cartoon. Fucking SJW. They're ruining my cartoons! Fucking libtards are ruining my cartoons, guys!
What a fucking loser. How much of a crybaby little bitch do you have to be to make a video like this? Well, he does somewhat believe this, but he's also a grifter, so it's kind of hard to parse it out, but you know what I mean.
They're all coming from female SJWs, and some were also coming from accounts with anime avatars and shit. Others even had rainbow LGBT flags in their handle as well. Typical left-wing woke stuff you see on Twitter.
He just hates gay people. Like, no bullshit's just a racist. I don't think he'll ever agree to another... Okay. I don't think he'll ever agree to another debate after Destiny bent him over, lubed up his gnome cock, and shoved it in No Bullshit's ass, and thus force-feminized him. However, if No Bullshit ever did agree to a debate with me, I wonder how he would get around the fact that he is blatantly a homophobe, a racist, a sexist, and just full-on, just a bigot. He's just a bigot. He just is. But yeah, he just hates gay people.
All the time. But they always cheer on stuff like this these days too. They get excited about every single girl, minority, gay, or man that's added to every project. But I highly doubt these kinds of Twitter people are...
And you get triggered whenever they get added. It's almost like you should shut up, stop grifting on the internet, although you'd never stop doing that because you're making bank, and maybe just sit down, relax, and let people enjoy things. Yeah, I know, Destiny's actually 5'8". The problem is, literally everyone will always meme him being like 5'4", okay? Maybe 5'6" at the tallest. He's, canonically, my headcanon is Destiny's 5'4", okay? That's why we call him tiny.
Actual fans and viewers of the content they're promoting. Really, they're just opportunists who virtue signal when a project gets woke like this, and then they try and pretend everyone else is in on it when they're really not. Really, the fans of Rocko's
potentially.
Modern Life are actually more nerdy, straight white.
Wait, Oreo, you're black and you're 5'6"? Oh, brother. That's tough. Wait. Oh, no. Listen, short dudes... I respect you. You guys are great. I love you all. You're amazing. You guys are all 6 foot. If you watch me, you count as 6 foot, okay?
White males like myself. Rocko wasn't a show that many girls watched in the 90s. Not really. Sure, some may have, but it was clearly more male-centered, like many of its fellow shows on Nickelodeon. Girls watched things like My Little Pony and played with Barbies. Back in the 90s, while...
Okay. Yeah. Amazing. Oh yeah, if you sub to me on the website, you also will be 7 feet tall. Just throwing it out there. Whew. Alright, this is getting spicy.
Well, guys, we watched Ren and Stimpy, Doug, and Rocko's Modern Life, amongst others. But now that we've all grown up, and the girls who eventually became SJWs by a great majority, well, they're pretending...
I know, fuck the femoids, dude. Can I get a fuck the femoids in chat? We gotta stand up as straight white male gamer bros, the most oppressed class, of course. Can we all stand up to the disgusting SJW femoids? Not only do they deny us the sex that we so rightfully deserve, but they grow up and they become SJW BuzzFeed writers, and they ruin all of the cartoons that we enjoyed when we were younger. Not only that, but they invade our video games. They invade our fucking video games. And you know what they do? You know what they do, chat? They become Twitch streamers. They become fucking Twitch streamers. And they become booby streamers. And they show off their body and they exploit us. They exploit our gamer minds. And our, oh my god, shut up. Shut the fuck up. Why do people automatic? I don't want to watch this stream. Fuck off. I don't want to. Oh wait, it's Pokimane. Never mind. I'm sorry. I didn't. Hold on. I didn't mean to. Hold on. I didn't mean to talk shit to Pokimane. Wait, can it backspace? Holy shit. God, Twitch is such a shitty platform. I'm not gonna lie. Wait, are you serious? Oh yeah, there we go. Not only do the fucking femoids invade our gaming circles, but on top of that, they, as a matter of fact, they exploit our gamer bro minds by being pretty on Twitch. Look at her. Look how much she's sexualizing herself right now, guys. Look at her. She might as well be naked. Incels rise up. Gamer bros rise up. And you know what? If they don't do this, you know what they do that's even worse? They become SJW political commentators on Twitch. And they talk about leftism and liberalism,
and
like Bad Bunny here.
They just took him aside, kept him in a room for an hour, and then just made him sit there, and then eventually just walked in and said, "You can leave." Just
fucking femoids,
making him wait for an hour,
attacking the gamer bros
because he's brown.
She gonna notice my comment?
Like,
nah, she's not gonna. God damn it, Bad Bunny.
This is so sad. I feel like a lot of these border control.
Someone in Bad Bunny's chat, if you can go to Bad Bunny's chat, tell her to come in here. Tell her to do it.
To like the new Rocco because it's pandering to liberals like them now. While on the other side, us guys and the actual fans were a bit worried and kind of upset too, because this is kind of the opposite of what Rocco used to be about. And fake.
He doesn't know. Is he lying or does he not know? Hold on, guys. Is he lying or does he not know? Does he not realize Rocco's modern life has always been about, and I'll bring up the interview from, I'll actually bring up the Shoe on Head video, where she reads the creator's statement, has always been about, this is so fucking beautiful, holy shit, has always been about progressivism, and adapting to the modern life, you know? Like, the plot of the movie was about people being stuck in the past and not being able to adjust to the future. That is literally holy shit. Yeah, Rocco used to say gamer rights, and now it says trans rights with a gun pointed to the head of a gamer. You're right. Hold on. Let's bring up the Shoe on Head video. I want to bring up the Shoe on Head video where she actually reads. Fuck, it's Shoe on Head. Let's bring up the Shoe on Head video where she actually brings up the statement from both the creator of the show.
They took my childhood and they crushed it.
Why is my computer lagging? It's because I'm recording and streaming. Where she literally reads off the creator's intentions with this. I just want to play this for you guys. Hopefully she doesn't mind me playing this and yoinking some of her content, okay? But I think this is the point where she reads it. This is the statement, okay?
In July 1996, Nickelodeon aired an episode of Rocco's Modern Life called Closet Clown, featuring a story of Mr. Bighead desperately trying to hide his secret identity as a clown from a town that hates these red-nosed jesters. Creator Joe Murray confirms this was meant as an allegory for a gay person's coming out experience at a time when TV shows couldn't just come outright and say it. There was LGBT shit in Rocco since the 90s. The creator of the show actually tried to make this movie years ago, and Nickelodeon refused. Speaking to Entertainment Weekly, Rocco's Modern Life creator Joe Murray said the new special will reintroduce the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Bighead, Rachel, known as Ralph in the original series.
DJ Peppo's in chat.
Rocco and friends will return from space to see Rachel in a much happier position than when viewers last saw her. For Murray, the storyline was a chance to do something he could only hint at 20 years ago. I think there are many ways reboots and revivals.
Alright. Important part out of the way. No Bullshit doesn't know shit about this show. The show has literally always been about progressivism and shit like that. So let's replay that fucking delicious little chunk of retardation that we just heard.
Others. But now that we've all grown up and the girls who eventually became SJWs by a great majority, well, they're pretending to like the new Rocco because it's pandering to liberals like them now. While on the other side, us guys and the actual fans were a bit worried and kind of upset too, because this is kind of the opposite of what Rocco used to be about. And fake news sites like BuzzFeed, they just want to pretend fans like us don't exist. In the end, there's really no denying that Netflix is getting woke once again. So despite them failing and losing subscribers and market share recently, most likely because they're getting so liberal leaning and in your face about it, well, despite all that, they're airing the
If anything, it's because they canceled that one show people on Twitter were bitching about so much.
Rocco's Modern Life episode that even Nickelodeon passed on. We'll see how it all plays out.
Hey, it's booby time! I forgot. We've never actually sat through, like, all the way to the conclusion of a No Bullshit video in, like, a while. I forgot he does booby time at the end. Like, honestly, can we just sit down and realize how much of a fucking virgin loser that we know No Bullshit is do you have to be that at the end of your video, to retain viewers, and I guess to stroke, I don't know why, you show, like, a short clip of, like, a pretty girl. Like, just, it's like really fucking losery. I don't want to know. Listen, Oreo, I don't know if I would confidently make the statement that he's married to somebody who consensually decided to marry him. That's all I'm gonna say. I wouldn't be willing to bet all of my money that it was a consensual marriage, if you know what I mean.
Forward, I guess, but I gotta say, I'm not very impressed. What do you guys think? Is Netflix and Rocco getting woke? Should the show even come back after so long? And should it come back like this? I definitely don't think it should have come back with a lame as hell pro SJW ma'am storyline like what's been presented. But go ahead and comment your own thoughts on everything below. And thanks for watching. No Bullshit. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you all next time.
Potentially. Okay. Well, that made me want to fucking kill myself.